Right. Who's done time trials before? Anyone? Yeah? Right. Did you use the old website? Yeah. Have you seen the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So before I start, so time trials, obviously someone asked earlier about the numbers and all the rest of it. It used to be, as far as I'm aware, it used to be an underground sort of organisation because it was illegal to race on the roads. So to make sure the police didn't know where they were, they just gave routes, different annotations, J29, J420, all that kind of thing, so that the police weren't aware of where they were going to be racing. It's now not illegal, so you can do it, but it's still quite in the background or backwards, so to speak, sort of thing. When you get there, your start line is a bit of chalk on the floor, and there's a guy sat in a deck chair with a stopwatch and a little notepad, and your finishing line is a checkered board at the side of a road, and again someone with a stopwatch and a notepad. The very first one I did, I didn't even know I'd finished because I didn't see the checkered board, and obviously no one had told me what it was. So I was still hammering down the road. There were a load of riders in a lay-by that stopped. All right. I was peddling. Load of riders, and I just shouted, "Have we finished?" He said, "Yeah, you finished at like probably a mile down there." I was like, "All right." So it's very basic, should I say, but absolutely cracking fun, really good fun. If you're doing, like as I said before, if you're doing triathlons, absolutely brilliant for your training rides. Yeah, you can go 10 miles, 20 miles, 25, 50, 100, so whatever distance you're doing triathlon wise, you can go and practice your pacing, practice your nutrition, practice whatever you want. Stick your trainers on afterwards, have a brick run, and you've got a really good training session in. You'll find when you do go, there are more triathletes there now than probably pure cyclists. And a lot of the pure cyclists will look at you like you've got two heads when you stick your trainers on and you start going out for a run. A bit like when we get there and they're all warming up on the turbo trainers and we're just stood having a chat. So it's a little bit different. So onto the website. So like I said, the website has changed dramatically from what the old one is. It used to be really difficult to find anything. And it was only probably a year ago, maybe 2 years, some of them, you used to send a check for your acceptance fee or for your entrance fee. It said send a check to whoever. I mean, who's got a checkbook now? So anyway, new website. So first thing you need to do will be create an account. So it's all free to create an account on here, everything's free. The only thing you need to be is a member of an affiliated club to Cycling Time Trials to be able to enter them. Now for us, Rochdale Tri Club is an affiliated club. So you don't have to be a triathlete, obviously, to be in Rochdale Tri. I think the memberships are, like £20 a year, so I pay like £20 a year because I don't go to any of the set training sessions because I can't make them. So I think it's a social member, don't anyone know?
25.
25. So £25 a year, you can join Rochdale Tri. And oh yeah.
It's a £5 for a social.
Secretary.
No, not anymore.
Oh, you're not anymore, alright. So what's the £20 or 25?
25 is a full member. So
right.
To training sessions. A £5 is a social.
Right, well pay 25. Club needs it. So £25, you become affiliated, you can do time trials. Alright, so it's worth £25 just for that. So create an account. So you get a dashboard. I'm going to stick my glasses on because I can't see anything.
It's in front of it.
Thank you. There we go, I can see now. So I just go to my account. So once you've set your account up, so obviously you've got your affiliate club there. So my dashboard. So this is what you'll have. So I've entered one at the 22nd of March, the first 10 miler that's been released, obviously in the area that I generally go to. So 22nd of March is the 10 mile, which I'll go through, obviously entering it soon. Here, you've got all your previous results, previous rides. So once you've done a ride, it'll come up, so like for this one, I'll just do this for Timsy. Because Timsy can see he was 11th overall. Well done.
Not the one that got disqualified.
Not that one, no. You actually found the start line on that one. Which again, I'll go through the start lines are a bit of a nightmare. So where are we? Right, so you've got your dashboard, everything in there is obviously races you've done, races you've entered, all your personal bests and your rankings when they obviously catch up. Right, so what you obviously need to know is find an event. Like I said before, it was really difficult to find an event. It just used to have this sidebar, it was ridiculous. I haven't really used this, to be honest, so you can find it, day of the week, time of day that you want to ride, open for entry. Now, there's two different types of rides. You have an open and a club. Club rides are generally ones during the week, probably in an evening, where you just turn up and you pay and you ride. The open events are the ones where you book in advance. So you register on here, pay your money, and then you find out if you've got in or not, which I'll go through. So open and club. I said the club ones, usually like 10, 15 milers, the hill ones as well. A lot of clubs do. So I've been using the map to find the races, which I find it a bit easier. So I find out where you are. So I generally do most of them around here, just so it's Holmes Chapel Way on the A50, along near Jodrell Bank. So you can pick out obviously what you want to do in distance wise. So your short ones are your 10, your 15s, your mediums are your 25s, long ones on here is like a 50, and then you have an ultra, you get up to your hundreds, and then they do a 12-hour and a 24-hour, but I'm not stupid enough to do any of that. So if you clicked on here, for example, this is our YouTube's actually, I'm trying to find one there. So not that one. So if you go in the mediums here, it'll bring up all the ones that are in that area during the year, where again, you couldn't find all these. You've got the distance, the date, and obviously the time. So most of these 25 to 25 milers, Saturday afternoon. So it says, where it says 2 o'clock, that means the first rider's off at 2 o'clock. I'll go into later, right? But yeah, first rider's off at 2. Depending on how many riders are, you go at 201, 202, 203. So if you were looking at doing this one, for example, Macclesfield Wheelers, so that's just the club that's holding it. So you go on there, so it's open for entry, gives you the route. Now, brilliant, obviously price-wise. So entry fee of £12. Obviously, those of you in here that do triathlons, you know, £12. So when you get your cup of coffee normally when you go and do a triathlon. So entry fee £12, open to all age groups, and it asks you what bike you're riding. Last year they started a road category bike. So whereas before it was a little bit, I wouldn't say elitist, but a little bit unfair of people that didn't have a TT bike, they were going riding a road bike against people on TT bikes. So a little bit unfair. They've now put a road category on. So you can go and enter a road bike and you will be only racing people on road bikes. You'll be a separate category to the TTs. And they have males, females, juniors. The vets, I don't think you sort of segregate us old people very much. We have to go against the kids. But anyway, so, and they also have tricycles, and they also have tandems. So they'll tell you there what bike you can enter. Most of you will be riding a road or a TT bike. So there's your tandems, there's your feet, and then, so it's open to female and open, so you just click to enter. Tells you who's organising it, and obviously it tells you it's flat, it's medium. So if I was to enter that as an individual, right, so obviously once you've got your created account, you've got your details anyway. So it's got your details in, your age group, your classification. It'll ask you what bike you're riding. When you do your account, you will set your default bike. So if you're a road bike, you just have a but you can change it. So if you decided to swap and turn, you can change whichever bike you want to ride.
Can you have tri-bars on a road bike?
Well, I'm going to go into that. Don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun. Right, you can be clicked to be accepted as a reserve rider. I did it once. I didn't realise, and I can't remember whether you actually have to still turn up or they tell you beforehand. I'm not sure, because up until last year, when you've done time trials, they used to be quite oversubscribed, didn't they?
Yeah.
Whereas from last year, the last couple of years, generally you can get in. I'll go through what happens once you've registered, but about the acceptance. But generally these days, if you enter, you're going to get a chance to ride. So I don't click to reserve ride. If I don't get in, I don't get in. Obviously agree to turn. So it's a £1 admin fee, £12 entry fee. Now, when you enter, what you will do, you'll get an email back saying your entry is complete. Now, this is a bit of a battle going on with people saying, all entry is set to blah, 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 blah. What is it? Based on previous performances, there's a bit of a hoo-ha going on. People saying, why is it based on? Again, it's going to sound a little bit elitist, but their argument is it's a race against the clock. You want the fastest people there, etc., etc. But you do generally get in these days. So that's the first email you get. It'll tell you what you've entered, who you are, etc. But you haven't actually been accepted at this point. That's just telling you that you've registered. So then you will get an email like this is the old one, the old emails you got. So congratulations, you've been accepted into the ride. So then you get that through. You will then get another email later on, which I tried clicking on, but it's they don't show it anymore because the website's changed. So you get this one through next. So you get 3 emails. View event details. That will then show you your start time, what headquarters they're using, because each course has a selection of headquarters where they go, where they sort of set up, and where you park and where you go from. The ones down where I'm talking about, there's generally 3 headquarters that are used. They use Allostock, Cranage Village Hall, and Goosetree Village Hall. So they're generally village halls where you go. So they're pretty basic, but they've got changing rooms, they've got car parks, etc. So once you get that through, you click your event details and it'll bring everything up for you. I was hoping to be able to show you clicking on this, because when you actually do click into it, sometimes it's difficult to find it, or it was difficult to find the information. Whether they've updated that as well, I'm not sure, because you used to have to search for where the headquarters were. It wasn't apparent in the email, so you had to search to find out which one they were using. Hopefully they've obviously made it a bit easier.
What's the kind of time scale on getting those emails? Do they send them out a week before the event, or?
Last one comes a week before, doesn't it?
The last one's a week before.
When it tells you you're actually entered.
Yeah, when you get your time through. So
Well, you have to be quite well in advance having your booking.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, they do. That's it. So they tell you on where are we?
It's about 11 days before.
The show.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
shut
yeah.
down. It's
So
11 days before an event. We've got our first one on the 22nd of February.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Which one's that?
Bolton Golden, Spoko.
The what? Sorry.
Bolton Golden, Spoko.
All right.
2.2.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
I'll find it.
Sir Rosendale.
Rosendale. L103.
I think it is, yeah.
See if it comes up. That one?
And my house, that's not that good,
That's Liverpool Braveheart Bicycle
No,
Club.
it's not that one then.
Will it be closed
No,
now?
that's Tuesday. Yeah.
Southport CC.
No,
60.
further over to, further on.
Where did you go?
Maybe you're not allowed to do this one.
What's the name of it again?
Bolton by Bowland.
Bolton by Bowland.
Yeah. No, I enjoy it.
Yeah, 10%. Of that £5,000.
That didn't work. I won't find it. So just on there, so when you go into whichever one you're trying to enter, it tells you there when the entries close. So obviously get your entry in way before, which is, like I say, it's good now that they all open up. Right. So when you get there, so once you've been accepted, you get your email through, you've been accepted, you've clicked on your start sheet, you've found out when your time is, you're starting. As I said, if it's a 2 o'clock start, first rider's out at 2 o'clock, then you go 2:01, 2:02, 2:03, 2:04, a minute after each other. Sometimes it's 2
Depending on
minutes.
when you get there.
Oh, is that?
No, you'll tell you what time you're starting. Don't be like that man and miss your start time a few times. So, because one of the hardest things to do is, well, there's a couple of hard things. One is getting your number on. The other one is finding the start line, generally. So you get your email through start sheet, right? Say you're off at 2 o'clock first rider. Get down there, give yourself plenty of time, so an hour and a half-ish, something like that. If you want to warm up, obviously you can do. My warm-up's generally right into the start line. But generally get down there, give yourself plenty of time, because getting your number on is a faff, really is. So you arrive, park up, go into the clubhouse or the headquarters, wherever it is. There'll be really nice people in there, big pile of yellow numbers, safety pins, and a sheet. You have to sign in when you get there. So get there, register, sign in, get your number. If you've got someone with you, great, ask them to pin it on, because basically you obviously got it on your back and you have to stick it on with safety pins.
You can't wear a tripod.
Some people do.
Some people do,
Yeah.
but I'm going on to something else in a minute that might help you better. So, stick your number on there. Some races actually have them on your arm as well, and you get something with a bit of string that you have to slide on and try and pin in place. Not a lot of them, so you get your number on your back, everything's done. Now, on your bike, got these here, you have to have lights. Make sure you have lights front and back. That's a new regulation. If you don't have lights, you won't ride. They'll check you at the start line. You need to have a helmet, you need to have lights, and your bike needs to be obviously roadworthy. Okay? Now, going back to your question about road bike. If you're entering a road bike category, it has to be a road bike. Not like George Fox. That took an Argon E119 frame and stuck road bars on it. Stuck road handlebars on it.
Just to clarify, it was within the legal.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that it stuck. The record that he made, that it did stick. It upset a few people, but it stuck. So if you ride a road bike, it has to be a road bike. You can't have clip-on bars. You can't have anything, and it has to be a road helmet. So you can't turn up with an aero helmet on your road bike. Okay, it has to be road bike. Now you're able to use obviously aero covers over your shoes. Whatever bike you're riding, you're allowed to have them. Doesn't really matter. But most importantly, lights that work. I generally take 2 sets, and 2 or 3 times I've had to lend a set out because someone's forgot them. So everyone's scrambling around trying to find out. Obviously, they need lights. So obviously, if you've got a TT bike, again, it has to have lights on it. I know it's difficult trying to stick lights on a TT bike, but you have to have them on. You can use an aero helmet, you can use a road helmet, it doesn't matter. So TT setup, basically ride whatever you want on your TT. Your road bike has to be road.
You have
Okay?
a disc wheel on a road bike?
No. It has to be as you would turn up to like your Sunday ride.
They had a rule this year, last year it was 85 mil on the back and 70 on the front, I think it was, but it's changed it because of what George did. They've changed the rest.
George upset everyone.
Yeah. Basically, he took out of 10 points that you can tweak, he did 8 of them. He spent quite a lot of money doing it. So this year you will need to check the rest. Basically, a standard UCI legal road bike is what you want.
That's all you're allowed. Like I said, but you can use the aero covers. You can use the skin suits. Yeah, if you're on a road bike, you can still wear a skin suit. It doesn't have to be obviously normal.
I think you can still use a camelback down your front as well.
If you want to go that far. Right, now on your number, I'm just going to go on. So, as I said, pin your number on is a pain if you haven't got anyone with you. Or, obviously there's plenty of people there you can ask. But, if you don't want to, you can get, if you do get into them, and you think, oh, I quite like this time trial I'm liking, you can get no pins. Now, I can't find a suit with them on. But basically what they do a speed suit, and they have one of these pockets on the back that's welded on, sewn on, or whatever they do with them. And all you need to do is slide your number inside it. It's so much easier. And they also do them for your arm as well. So just a bit of elastic, so you put your number in, and it just obviously fits around your arm.
So the ones that normally go in your arm, they're not like a stick or anything. It's
But the ones that you know, normally you have pins. You have pins again.
oh, right.
So you have it's on a bit of string, so you slide it up your arm, and then you have to pin it in place.
It's plain.
So you're sticking pins through everything. So all your nice tri-suits that you spent hundreds of pounds on,
I don't think I'm aware.
you've got pins stuck in them. But anyway, you can get these. So you can get again. Like I said, this is if you get into it. So you get a speed suit, and it comes with a pocket. So it says you on there what pocket you want to get. So it just makes it a whole lot easier. Obviously, it's more expensive, but if you're going to do a lot of them, you're not going to keep changing your suit unless obviously you change weight a lot. Buy one suit, it should last you for years because you're not sticking pins through it. Just slide your number in.
This chap's just made a good point. I do it as well. You can get magnets, and they work really well.
Someone else put that. You want to, yeah. You can get magnets as well that can do it instead of obviously the pins. I've never tried them myself. So have you tried them? They're all right.
Yeah.
Don't slide around.
Traveling.
All right. Well, yeah. Another option you can get magnets will be a bit cheaper. Right. So when you get there, you've registered, you've got your number on. Finding the start line, the very tricky point. They will tell you on the start sheet where the start line is and how to get there. Some people put it in the Garmin's, obviously, and then it shows them how to get there. Sometimes you have signposts, or you'll get some guy will be obviously that does the signing on will say, right, go left, right, right, left, straight on, go left, go right, and you're like, and find your way to the start line. Like I said, luckily, I generally go and do the same rides all the time. So luckily, I know my way to the start line. If I went anywhere else, I'd be lost. In fact, one I did do, I actually went on Google Maps and tried to find my way from the headquarters to the start line on Google Maps before I went, so I knew where I was going. So give yourself plenty of time. Yeah, they can be anything from like 2 miles to 6 to 8 miles or whatever away from your start line, or even further if you get lost. So make sure you have plenty of time. You can't practice on the actual course, so you can't get in people's ways, obviously. So you can use that ride to the start line, obviously know where you're going, use it as a warm-up. So just go, if you're going that way to the start line, obviously go out a little bit and then come back. And then just do your warm-up on the roads if you want to warm up. Get to the start line, I said, plenty of time. And what you'll see when you get there is, as I said, some guy with his stopwatch and his clipboard. You'll have 1 or 2 people stood with him. They will hold your bike for you before you set off, if you want them to. You don't have to have your bike held. So you'll be in your numbers. Obviously, you got it on your back. As you get there, just slot into whatever number you are. Yeah. So remember what number you are. When you get there, just say I'm 5, whatever. You know, get behind 4 for the 6.
Can I just clarify something about the numbers? The number you've got is the time you're off.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you're number 1, you go for 2:01. You don't
Yeah.
start at 2 o'clock.
So if you
So if
start
you're
at
not-
2 o'clock, you get 0.
Yeah, we don't have zero, it starts at
Oh, right.
all races start, and some of them, if they're not subscribed enough, they start at 11, it'd be 11 minutes past.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, your number corresponds. Yeah,
Yeah.
corresponds to your time that you're setting off. So it'll give you another idea to get there in time. So like I say, you'll be in that time order when you get there.
What happens if you're late?
Right. Well, Timsy, do you want to tell us about this one?
Go on.
no.
If you're late, what they do is slot you in to a place where somebody else hasn't started,
Right, okay.
and then, but your time will be from your start.
From your start time.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
so if you're 10 minutes late, you'll have 10 minutes added to your time, so you'll be 10 minutes late.
That's how I meet Timsy. I beat him because I got there on time and he didn't. Yeah, so your time starts from your allocated time, like the gentleman. So, yeah, don't be late, basically. Yeah.
What's a typical amount of people on these events? Is it like,
It used to be a lot, didn't it?
Yeah, it could be up to 120.
Right.
I think they put a limit on 120, I think.
Yeah.
That takes 2 hours between first and last, so people are finishing by when you're
Yeah,
going
so.
home.
Is it a
Yeah.
loop system?
Adam?
Is it a loop course?
It depends, some are, some aren't. Some are out and back, some are loops. So you will have other riders coming past you at times.
I say you're still riding now for 2 hours.
Yeah, so if it's a loop, you will have people coming past you. But again, you can tell by the number. You know, if someone comes flying past you and the number's a lot different than yours, you know you're not that slow, and there's someone behind you hasn't come past you. Or vice versa. Right, so you get there, you roll forward, so the person in front of you goes, so you roll forward, your front wheel on the line, and then, like I said, someone will hold your saddle if you want, or if you don't want to, and then they'll give you a countdown. Does it start at 30?
No, well, they'll give you 30. Well, when I'm doing it, I'll do take 30,
Yeah.
then 15,
Yeah.
10, then 5.
Yeah. So they'll give you a countdown in a second, so the nerves can start kicking in. Get your Garmin started and
Yeah.
start panicking and thinking, what am I doing?
Are you typically in a lay-by, or just on the general carriageway?
Again, depends on the road. Generally, it's on the road, isn't it? Generally, you're on an
Yeah,
open road.
straight onto
You
the
just
road.
queue up on
Otherwise,
the-
you've got to come off the lay-by to go onto the road. So
They
safer to start on the road.
do tend to pick quiet back roads to do it. So yeah, just be
Plenty of
careful.
signage before it.
And the people that are holding your bike, however, they will tell you if there's a car coming behind you, or they generally do.
So if there is a car and you can't set off on your time, does that?
I don't know what happens with that.
Tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's tough.
Yeah.
But they're going to be passing you, so there's nothing to stop you setting off. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, as long as you're not doing it,
Yeah.
setting off. So make sure that's the other thing. Make sure you're in the right gear to set off.
Yes.
If you're too hard a gear, then you,
That's a good point. Make sure you're in the right gear when you set off.
Can you draft the cars? Can you draft other riders?
no, you
No.
can't draft other rides. You can draft a car if you're stupid enough.
Yeah, but no, you can't draft other riders.
Is it
Bit
12
like
meters?
triathlon.
12 meters?
Eh?
Is there an official like 12 metres? Is there an actual distance?
It's probably something around about that, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So it's the same as triathlon. You can't draft.
The way they get round that is that they seed the riders. So if you're people that are on 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever numbers, they're the fastest.
Yeah.
And
The
then
fastest out back.
The 9s will be the slowest. So the 10 will go, on 10 spot will go straight past the 9, so you don't get a chance to drive.
Yeah. So you will get, if you're like 15, you'll have like number 30 come flying past you or whatever, like I did. Mr. Timsey. Got a beating.
So the slower ones go first.
Do you mix them up in the middle as well?
Yeah.
So you
I've organised a few, and there's a ranking, so it's 10, 5, 9.
yeah, they mix them up, but they generally put the fast ones right at the back, don't you? The fastest
Yeah,
rider.
the fastest will go off.
Fastest
It's
rider.
First
the
one,
wrong ones
when
sometimes will go off.
they go.
The organiser.
Yeah, the organiser basically proceeding.
But if it's your first ever
You need to-
You've got an estimate.
Yeah, sorry, if you haven't done one before when you register, it will ask you for your time, or if you've got an account, it will pick your time up for your PB anyway, but if you haven't, just put an estimated time down for your, obviously, whatever distance you're doing.
And then I'll slot you
and then they'll put you in wherever. So you get to the start line, someone's holding your bike, you're giving your countdown, and then you go. So basically you just keep riding as long as you know the route. You should do generally all left-hand turns, and you'll have a marshal on the corners. So just keep riding round until you're finished. And the checkered board on the side of the road is where you finished, and someone will be writing down your name, your number, your time. Then head your way back to the HQ. Again,
as you cross the line, shout your number out.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So they know it.
Because especially if there's a few of you going past, or you have to put a rain cape on, they can't see your number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout your number out as you go across the line.
Yeah.
That's something
That's something I haven't done, but obviously something I will keep in mind in the future. Yeah. I normally can't breathe when I get to the finish line, don't I? Shout. What was I saying then? Yeah, going back to the HQ, generally tell you don't go on the course. Sometimes you can't help it, you know, but be mindful, people will still be racing around you. Don't go 2 abreast, 3 abreast or whatever. Just be mindful that if you are on the course, people are still racing, especially if it's a looped course. So if you're going to turn off or whatever, make sure you look behind you, you're not impeding any other riders. Make your way back to the headquarters, if you can find it. You should obviously be able to follow someone else that knows where they're going, hopefully. So get back to the HQ, make sure you sign out. So where you've signed in on a bit of paper, sign out, leave your number and your safety pins. And then the good bit is you get cakes, you get sandwiches, you get drinks, you get all sorts. All you have to do is put a donation in the pot and they feed you like kings and queens.
What if you're the last rider?
Hopefully there'll be some left. Pedal faster if you want to eat. So yeah, it's money. So take some change with you or notes or whatever. Just drop some money in the donation tin, and like I said, they really do look after you. You get fed better there for £4 or £5 donation than you would at £500 Ironman. They really do feed you well. It's a friendly bunch, and they generally have all the results up on the screen in there as well. If you're interested in where you actually got, I generally don't mind because I'm not going to win anything. But if you're that interested in where you are, you can stay and watch, and they'll be calling through the times all the time and obviously updating them. But you do get an email through afterwards, eventually, once you've compiled everything with all the results on, so you know where you are. And if you win, you can win, I don't know, I think, what did I get? In fact, I have won one when I beat him. I got £15 or something. So you get like £10, £15 or something. We are actually, talking about that, we are actually sponsoring a 50 miler on the 11th of May, which is, let me find it. So we're going to do some vouchers and things like that for the shop. So it's going to be, right, so the Brian Clayton Memorial, it's Sunday the 11th of May, J49, so going back to Tanya, what you're saying about that, like I said, so that's because it was underground and they just, so J is for Manchester, Manchester District is what J stands for, and then you cut, obviously you're 49, you have 49, 29, 21,
Did you choose
all
J
that
for
stuff.
Manchester?
Pardon?
Why did you choose J for Manchester?
I don't know. I have no idea. Well, that's it. So J's Manchester. I think L was Liverpool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lancashire.
Lancashire.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lancashire.
It was L112, that's what I was looking for.
Oh, was it? All right. And when's yours?
22nd of February.
Is it a hilly one?
Yes.
Oh, that's why. That's probably why I've not looked at it then. Yeah. So 50 miles, Sunday 11th of May. If you want to go down to it, we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be sponsoring that one. So we're going to have some vouchers for the shop, etc. That.
So does that mean we get a discount on entering?
Unfortunately, we can't do anything on the entries. No. You want a discount of £13 anyway, come on. I think I've covered everything. Have we missed anything? No.
Are they still got kit rules? For sponsors, if you like club kit or plain kit?
If you Rochdale try something like you can, it doesn't matter. I think it's just
If you've got trade sponsors,
yeah.
No.
So
you have to pay extra for when you affiliate.
So your Rochdale try kit's fine.
Yeah, but that's got your sponsor on it.
I don't know. Does that matter?
I think you've got to tell them.
All right.
We paid
We paid it. Right. We paid it.
And there a no U-turn policy or something as well?
Right, yeah, sorry, that I knew there was something else to say. Don't go past the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do,
Then you can be disqualified. You could be disqualified.
You couldn't even just get off, walk across the road and come back or anything like that? Or is,
No,
is it game
because
over?
the thing is, you're disturbing what's happening at the start. So that's things. And the same as at the finish. Don't do a U-turn and come back past the finish again. Because they might record you twice. So once you're finished, don't go past the.
Yeah. Once you finish, who wants to go and do it again?
It's not
Yeah,
chip
get
timing,
back.
is it? Is it not chip timing, is it?
No, it's not chip time. No, it's all. I said at the start, there's a stopwatch, and obviously right when you set off,
Clearly, you wasn't listening at the start.
and at the finish,
I was listening.
there's a finish and a stopwatch, and that's the gentleman said, check your numbers.
They are looking at chip times.
Are they? They are looking at chip times.
Yeah.
I think it'd make it a lot easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
rather than
Wednesday today.
What's it like for marshals, junctions and roundabouts?
Very good.
So there generally would be somebody.
Very good. There's the point. Roundabouts. If you're on a TT bike, I'm not sure if it's every roundabout, but I know major roundabouts you have to come off those TT bars. Looking at you again. Yeah, you have to come up off your TT bars. There's one down there, Chelmsford roundabout, that is on quite a lot of the J courses down there. J29. It's a big major roundabout. As you come up to it, jump off your bars, go on your brakes, and you have to stay off them. Again, you get told all this, and you have to stay off them until you go past the bollard on the other side of the roundabout. But they'll tell you all that. Basically, you just have to stay safe. And the marshals are there to tell you where to go. They're not there to stop the traffic or whatever. They will give you an indication that there's no cars coming or there are cars coming, but it's your responsibility. It's basically highway rules. It's not closed roads.
Don't cut corners. Stay on your side of the road.
Yeah, again, yeah. All basic common sense when you're riding your bike. I know sometimes it goes out the window when the red mist comes down and you start racing. But yeah, you just need to stay safe, basically.
The marshals on the course.
Yeah, we said everything.
In terms of like on bikes. Or
No, not like
bikes.
they're not following you around.
They want mechanics.
Yeah.
No.
No.
You're on your own.
Yeah, you're on your own.
Yeah, you're walking. You've got a long walk back if you're right at the other end of the road. The route.
Speaking of drafting already,
That's the Wilsons for you. Anything else? Anyone got any more questions?
Why is the start line is not next to the car parks and the HQs? You said the miles were in it, get lost. Why did they do that?
I have no idea.
Because they sent the course out and then they have to find a headquarters.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
What about traffic lights and pedestrian crossings and stuff? Are
They generally pick routes that don't have any of that. There is one that they didn't use for about 7 years or whatever, and they've used it again a couple of years ago that I did down Stoke-on-Trent way, and there were traffic lights, and you have to stop. But it wasn't long.
What we've done for when there's been roadworks is you have another timekeeper
Right.
at the traffic.
Oh, right.
So it gets your time when you stop and your time again when you go, and that time is taken off you. Yeah, usually if there's roadworks they'll cancel it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But this one, I don't know if you know, I think it was J58 or something. Down the dual carriageway, Stoke-on-Trent way, and they hadn't used it because the house estate built, and they put traffic lights in, proper traffic lights.
Yeah.
But they used it to see what it was like, and like I said, I stopped. I wasn't stopped for very long.
Yeah.
So I think they'll probably try using it. In fact, that's one we went to. We got called off the next time.
Yeah, we went,
drove,
but we didn't race.
We didn't race. No.
And if there's rain, we won't go.
Yeah, we went down. We got up at like 4 in the morning. Drove all the way down to Stoke-on-Trent. When we got there, it was cancelled because of rain. Atrocious. It was really bad rain, to be fair. I mean, you actually.
I'd got to the start.
You got to start line, didn't you? I didn't get out of the car. So, yeah, sometimes they're cancelled, but they'll cancel them if your life's in danger or it's not safe to ride. I've not really had many cancelled.
Do you get insurance as part of your insurance?
No, they don't get insurance, do you? They ask you if you've got insurance, but I don't know if
They cover because the organiser has to do risk assessments, etc.
Right, well, there you go. But they do ask you if you've got your own insurance when you sign up. Anything else?
What method do they give you for finding the start?
Finding the start line.
Do they give you a map or?
Well, no, they don't give you a map. They tell you. They tell you on the information how to get to the start, and they do have. Some do have signposts. So do you guys signpost yours? Pardon? Right. So I have been to others where they don't have signs. People generally put it in the Garmins and plot the route to get there. Or they follow someone.
What 3 words would you use?
Oh, you could use that. Yeah, you could potentially use that. But that's what, again, that's apart from putting your number on and finding the start line, that's the 2 things that are really a bit of a bugbear. But the thing is, ask someone if they know where they're going. Because people go back to the same courses all the time, so they'll know where they're going. So that's similar. So it's a bit like I wrote it down. Time trials are a little bit like park runs for runners, because you can keep going to the same route over and over again. You're not racing the racing snakes, the people that win it all the time. You're not racing them. You're racing yourself. So you're racing the clock. So you want to go back to the same course and you want to try and beat your own time. Which is why I say I don't really go for anything. Pardon?
That's where club ones are.
Club ones. Yeah. So follow these guys' club if you want a hilly one. Anything else?
Can you download the route from them?
Don't, no, they don't. Some of them, but I haven't seen the new version. Might be. I haven't actually had any start information sent through yet, so they could potentially have updated it.
Some organisers will send you.
Really? There you go. Some do. Anything else?
What's the name of that website?
Cycling Time Trials.
You sent a link. You sent a link.
I've sent a link anywhere now. I'll stick it on the website, on the Facebook page. Anyone else? No? Alright. Thank you very much. Oh, one thing as well. One thing. I know most of you probably know now, but we are moving shop. So we're moving to what is Yankee Heaven, the candle shop. So first week in March, or end of Feb, we'll be closing up here and we're going to be opening up over there.
Is it bigger?
No, it's not bigger, it's smaller, it's better location.
No, it's coffee machine.
We will be getting a coffee machine at some point.
A decent one.
But you'll have to pay for them. So we're going to be moving shop. What time are we on? So obviously a bit more time if you want to just have anything else to eat, etc. And obviously Alex is here with the brand new Igon TT bikes. I know a couple of you here looking at them. So just look away, have a look at some more bikes, have a chat, have another drink, and then thank you for coming. Thank you.